Okay, hi, hello. Why am I squinting? Anyway, hi, hello, welcome to Catnips Fibers. This would be season 2, episode 4. Hopefully this will be a shorter one. Very iffy on the whether it'll actually be a shorter one or not. Yeah, so last week we're gonna do a minute or 6 of Lifey stuff before we get to yarny stuff. So like, I don't know how to do the little chapters thing, so just your scrub forward yourself. I'm sorry I couldn't be any more helpful with it. So last week I was feeling just really kind of not great, not awesome. Smoothie. I'll tell you about the smoothie in a minute. I need to get bigger straws. Okay. So last week I was really just like, the word of the week was meh. And I had no real reason why it was like meh. The fact that the straw can stand up on its own in the smoothie tells you that I'm gonna put it down, so I'm not tempted to keep trying to eat it. Last week was just really meh, and I was not feeling it, and I just kind of wanted to lay down, and like, so I wound up starting a whole bunch of extra products. I finally started playing Pokemon Scarlet, and I had bought myself that at the beginning of March, I think, which was already kind of late, considering the game came out in like November, right? My dad called me first thing his morning on Sunday to tell me that a childhood friend of mine had died. The previous week. So today is Tuesday the 25th, and he called me the Sunday that just happened, so the 23rd. So yeah, I don't know how to phrase it. I like really don't know how to phrase it other than like I can only assume that despite the fact that we weren't close anymore, the fact that we were close when we were younger, like kids and teenagers, I just kind of felt the disturbance in the force. So yeah, if I am not great right now, or if I seem a little bit like manic, that's because I am trying my damnedest to make myself seem like my normal self, and I really don't feel like my normal self at all right now. Yeah, so onto the smoothie. So this has been one of the only things I've been able to get myself to eat for the last like week or so. So it is Yo Gusto's strawberry yogurt drink, frozen mixed berries, milk, strawberry flavored protein powder, and chia seeds. Yeah. And I finally managed to figure out how to make just enough to fit in this jar. And I still am using one of the very big jars. I keep meaning to use one of the smaller jars, but here we are. It's ultimately probably best if, like, this is the only thing I want to eat, that I make myself a lot of it, you know? But, I have killed all of my disposable boba straws, and I don't have a reusable boba straw. So I have to drink it with this tiny little one, or just like drink it out of the cup like it's a regular thing. But like, who does that with a smoothie? Who does that? So anyway, that's the smoothie, that's the food. Now, yarny things, finally, 5 minutes in. So I did in fact finish the Geminid mermaid top for the wife. She went to put it on Sunday or something, and it was the completely wrong fucking size for her. I'm really confused because I took all of the measurements from her body measurements and previous tops I've made her. So like, I don't get why it doesn't fit. And then we have 3 dish scrubbies. This was the first one I made, and this one has been used and thrown in the washing machine already. So it's a fish. It smells like Fabuloso. And then a fish. So I think this is way too big. I did enjoy making it, and I think it's very cute. I will try to find the blog post I used for it, but it's just a fish dishcloth, and she has you just make one of these with the cotton yarn and then you single crochet around it. And I was like, oh, you know what? I could just make the second fish out of scrubby yarn and sew it together. And I thought it would be funny to make it a dead fish because, you know, haha. And then I did, these ones are supposed to look like kitchen sponges, but they are way too big. Like, way too big in my opinion to be normal kitchen sponges. But I'll also link the blog post for this one. I also feel like I feel like the fabric of the half double crochets, when it's just the cotton yarn, is like way too open. But then you hold it double with the scrubby yarn and it's fine. So I'm wondering if perhaps I try it again and I do, because like I like the thickness on this one. So if I do this sort of thing, oh look, the dryer is finished, so we don't have to listen to dryer noise. Yeah, so basically I'm wondering if either when I hold the scrubby yarn double with the cotton yarn, for the rest of it I hold 2 cotton yarns together, if that'll even it out, or if that'll make it too thick. I have not washed dishes with these ones yet. So we'll see what my opinion of them after washing dishes, what them is. I really like the way this one turned out, and I think that potentially this shape, like a rectangle, like an actual kitchen sponge, with this sort of, I think I used a 4mm with worsted weight cotton yarn, and then I believe that the scrubby yarn is also supposed to be a worsted weight. We'll see. And then, of course, I finished more of the pot holders. I have these 2, which are bright blue with a like white with green, yellow, and blue speckles. And I did also make 2 of this one. I have no idea where the second one went, but it is just a blue, green, yellow, white, multicolored with white as its accent color. Yeah, so that's the kitchen stuff. I can't recall if I had this finished for the last one, but I don't think I showed it to you, so it probably wasn't finished. But it's just a little pointed, like, pixie pouch crossbody mini bag. I'm probably gonna pop this one in the Etsy store because it's not really colors I love. I like the colors, but like it's not gonna go with anything that I really have. And then another thing that's definitely for sure going to go in the Etsy store is this slip over with tie sides. So yeah, on this side, so the front and back are identical, so you can wear it front to back. So we have a tree of life sort of thing, and then we have on this side a sun. I plan on tacking down, so yeah, I plan on tacking down the little sun bits here, just so it looks maybe more like a sun and less like a flower, but like also if it looks like a flower, it looks like a flower, no big deal. So yeah, this is all entirely thrifted yarn, as I try to have all of the products I put in my Etsy store I try to have them all be thrifted yarns. One for cost effectiveness in general, but also for like the eco like mindedness of it. Like if I am, almost all of these are like entirely acrylic, I can guarantee you that. There's probably some that have a little bit of a wool content, maybe, but I would rather use yarn, make it into items people want, and then, you know, like that, than let the yarn sit in the freaking thrift store for too long, and then have them have to throw it out because it's just not selling. So yeah, I've made it to where the sides lace up, but also the like armhole ribbing like will make sense with it, so it's very size adjustable. I do think I need to make a longer set of ties so like the whole side can be laced, or you can just have a couple of the holes laced but make it at a bigger size. But yeah, so there's that. We're gonna push you back again, make you straight. So now we're gonna talk about whips. So this one, I basically have like one row or maybe even just the bind off on this, but I'm very upset. So these are the Lana Grassa. This one's the Lana Grassa yarn, and they're just like little arm warmer tubes. So I want you to notice something when I bring this closer to you. Can you tell that the ribbing is different? That I started with 2x2 and then I ended with 1x1. So I'm kind of wondering right now, do I A, pull this all back and knit it as 2x2 ribbing too, or because both of them have 1x1 ribbing at one end and 2x2 ribbing at the other end, do I just leave it and have that be like how I know which end is which? I'm leaning towards leave it and have that how I know which end is which. Purely because these have been on my needles since like February and it's nearly May now. So yeah, this will probably be finished by, you know, this evening. I just wanted to complain about it on the internet. And then we have the macaron sweater, which I have finished one panel of, front or back. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And then I am literally in the middle of the last contrast color row on it, and I have it on the tiniest cord imaginable right now. But yeah, no, this will also be finished probably by the next time you see me. If you want to know, this is my best friend who is goth is having a baby in September, and I am making a whole bunch of baby things because I adore making baby things. Because they're small and typically very colorful, and that's why I couldn't just go all black. If you go back and you watch the like baby makes bonus episode, you'll see everything and how I am definitely not just doing black and white Wednesday-esque goth. I wanted to, and I want to do some pieces that are like that. Like I almost want to do, you know, the black and white checker vest. I almost want to do like a mommy and me like one for my friend and the baby, because I feel like that'd be really cute. But yeah, macaron sweater. The black is the Karen 1 pound, and then the pink is, what is the pink? The pink is the really cheap one from Michaels, not the loops and threads, but the Crafts Smart. Yeah, Crafts Smart. Which hilariously enough, they are about the same like pudginess level and softness level. So like, it just boils down to the fact that Michaels didn't have the loops and threads in this color, and they also didn't have the red heart in this sort of color. or maybe Red Heart did, and it was just a really big ball, and I wanted to use this more as an accent color. Anyway, yeah. So, macaron sweater for baby. Let's show you. So, my wife really likes Bad Bunny, who is a Puerto Rican rapper who is very cool. He is not her favorite. Her favorite is Residente. But I don't really know how I would translate Residente album art into a crocheted crop top. But I'll figure it out. So this is what I have so far for the album. I can't remember the entirety of the name of the album at the moment. And even if I could, I probably wouldn't remember how to pronounce it. So it'll just be on screen. But it's the one with the little heart guy in the middle. It's, I believe, the most recent one. So we're doing some somewhat complicated tapestry crochet in order to make some cute little color swooshes happen. And yeah, it's very fun. Very driving me nuts. Anyway, so I was planning on putting an edging on it anyway. So I guess I'll just have to put a little bit extra edging on it. And the rest of everything is for me because I'm actually a very selfish knitter. Oh wait, no, I have one more thing for the baby. And this is a star-shaped blanket. Where? Aha. That's where I'm at right now. I think that I might be very, very close to being done with it. Because I think that this might be the final pair of rounds of the colorful yarn, which is Loops and Threads Impressions in Amethyst. Which I would not have thought that this colorway was called Amethyst at all in the slightest. Not at all. There's not enough purple in it. Like, it's very blue and green and purple and pink. So, like, Sapphire was right there, friends. Sapphire was right there. Anyway. And then the Impressions is a 5. I'm just going to hold this up over my face while I talk about it. So the Impressions is a 5 weight, and then I used just random black worsted weight for the black stripes. And it honestly seems to be evening out pretty well, in my opinion. Yeah. So this is all I have left of it, and that's why I think I might be able to do 2 rounds. And then this is all I have left of the random black acrylic. So that is going to have to be what finishes the blanket off. Okay, now we're on to things for myself. So I have a little crochet top here. This one is going to be one that laces in the front because I prefer that. This one uses cups made from linked double crochets, which I learned about a little bit ago. And I used them in the main bodice portion of my like mystery D20 my mystery D20 dress that I still have to edit the parts I have together for. And I think I'm gonna make that like the mystery D20 April vlog. Okay, let's look at hour long. And I don't think I should put the entire project into it because it's no good. So yeah, so we have the cups, we have foundation single crochet straps, we have a couple rounds, I think this is like 3 or 4 inches of the linked double crochet. And then I was going to start doing some type of lacy meshy thing on the body of it. And then just never found a stitch I really liked that I hadn't used previously. So I'm probably gonna keep looking around, or I might just do like the diamond mesh chain 5 single crochet 1 chain 5 single crochet 1 sort of thing on it. I wanted something that had a little bit of coverage because I literally this is bra. This is a bra here. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. The next thing is a shawl. And apologies, everything is on the floor right now. So I found this really magnificent rainbow cake at the thrift store. It is fingering-ish weight, I believe. And it is very fuzzy and halo-y. I've got no idea what its contents could possibly be. I don't remember seeing anything like this from Karen or Lion Brand, but I could be totally wrong. Or it could just be old enough to where, like, I wasn't paying attention for it. And then I also found this white fingering weight velvet yarn. And I had the idea of doing like a rainbow with clouds kind of shawl. And at first I was just going to do like a half circle shawl and call it good, because I know how to do the math for that all on my own. And I was like, oh, well, we could do a crescent shawl and then, you know, just add in creases, you know, at the edges, so it floops out. And then I like looked on Ravelry and I found this one called Spill. I am in the middle of a row. Wow, this is this seems to be a pattern for me. I'm in the middle of a right side row too. Okay. So the Spill shawl is an off-center crescent shawl, and it uses, if you can see on this side, short rows to like sort of make it off-center. So if I fold this in half where the center is where I started, you'll see it. Yeah. So it's really fun and I really like it, and I am very excited to have it. Despite the fact that I'm not really a shawls person, I want to be a shawls person. I really, really want to be a shawls person. Hence why I'm trying to make myself one that I think I'll really enjoy. So this next one is another shawl for myself with the Darn Good Yarn March yarn. So it's a sport weight silk yarn called Rain Boots. And I just cast on a whole bunch of stitches and started doing the Grand Picot lace stitch. I've really yet to figure out exactly where the sort of picot bits are supposed to be in this, but I do like how large the holes are and everything. Tries to get this onto a solid background so you can see it. So it's a little bit wider than initially anticipated. Like, I'm hopeful that the 3 balls I have of this will make it long enough for this width to make sense. Because I wanted something that would cover from the base of my neck to just below my waist when I laid it over my shoulders, and then would at least cover from my neck down to my shoulders. So I think I needed at least 30 inches. I think that this is way more than 30 inches. Oh my goodness. But that's fine. I'm enjoying knitting it. I know it's only a couple of rows, but I knit 1 or 2, there's only 3 repeats of it, so I can't really say that, but I was about to say that I knit like 1 or 2 repeats of the stitch pattern every couple days, and I'm just really enjoying it. And this is something I want to have done for my birthday for myself this year. It's really not my colors at all, mostly because of the yellow. Like, I could put up with the orange that's in there and everything, but I don't know. It's fun. It's out of like my usual color palette comfort zone. And that is why I like getting subscription boxes, is because it does give me that, like, I wouldn't buy this on my own, but this is actually rather nice. And then the final whip I'm showing you for today, because as you know, if you watched the previous one, there are a lot. This one is another new one I started since we last talked, and I'm calling this one my birthday dress. And so right now, that's what I have. And I actually think I'm going to pull this out and do whatever lace pattern I choose. I think I was gonna do V-stitches, or maybe just like a square mesh with V-stitch increases, and then at some point in time do some shells or something. But I think I'm going to undo this and do mesh until about here, and then do the, this is a moss stitch, seed stitch, whatever you want to call it. It's the single crochet, chain one, single crochet, and then the next round you single crochet in the chain space. And then do that across, you know, the girls, the assets, and then do mesh until we get to the other assets. And then do the mesh until we go down from there. This is a cotton acrylic blend that's fingering weight-ish. Fingering weight-ish. And I technically have two colors. So the one that is connected to it right now is this more off-white, and then I also have this like more buttery off-white. And I'm going to use them both, and I'm not going to like alternate them. Ooh, goodness. Because I plan on just dyeing the damn thing black when I'm done anyway. I'm gonna use Rit dye and I'm gonna dye it black, and I'm doing it before I dye the yarn, purely because I think that that will make my life easier. 50-50 on whether or not that's actually the case. So that is all of the whips. This is a deeply ambitious one. I also want to have this done by my birthday. And I also don't know if I have enough of this yarn. So I think potentially what might happen is that I have to hunt around on the internet for a similarly compositioned yarn in, you know, maybe I'll buy black this time. I thrifted that yarn, hence why it's not black. And we'll go from there. So there's that. I had also wanted to show you the Lily Pond socks, a scrunchie I started. Yeah. Okay. Lily Pond socks, scrunchie I started. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a scrunchie, or maybe it'll turn into a scrunchie, I don't really know. Literally just the other night, I needed something that wasn't a small gauge, and I just wanted to knit and I didn't want to think about it. So I grabbed the US 8 Chow tips and one of the cords, and just cast on a whole bunch of stitches in this yarn, which is another thrifted yarn, and just worked in the round. And actually it turned out really, really pretty. Again, these aren't really Catherine colors, but this was a yarn that was in a bag of yarn that I wanted. So this will be probably once I'm done with it, I'm just gonna knit until I run out of yarn, and then probably fold it in half over either a hair elastic or a piece of like regular elastic that I've sewn together, and call it a scrunchie and pop it in the Etsy store, because yeah, if I don't like it when it's finished, I have no need of keeping it in the house. And we have the Lily Pond socks, which I don't I don't know why I wanted to show these to you, because one, I'm in the middle of a row, of course, and two, I don't think I've made all of that much progress. I have not, like, really not had the, like, brain capacity to focus on any one project for any amount of time. There are several other projects I have started and frogged since last we talked. And there's also plenty of projects that, like, just haven't come to fruition. I don't know. But here's the lily pond socks in some hand-dyed yarn by me. The attempt when I was dyeing this yarn was to make it look like tropical ocean over coral reef. I'm not entirely sure if that's coming across in the sort of stitch pattern that I'm using, but I also feel like the stitch pattern that I'm using is almost not really coming across because the yarn is slightly too busy. Anyway, it's cute and I really like it, and I'm very excited to have these finished. So yeah. All right. And I also have 2 acquisitions, and one of them I didn't even pull out. Give me a second. So I have 2 acquisitions. One of them is yarn and one of them is just a notebook. So I found this at the thrift store. No idea who or what it is. And I feel like the colors aren't really coming up very well. Those ones that are coming up as sort of like pink and pink purple are a little bit more purple. And it's also like, it's got holographic sparklies. Like, it's insane. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna knit the wifey some socks with this eventually when I get around to it. The lady at the thrift store only charged me 50 cents for it. And I think that this is, if not an entire skein, most of a skein of sock yarn. Yeah. So that. And then the notebook I got was this guy at the Dollar General. I believe I've mentioned it in the past, but I don't know how recent of the past. I pretty much only like notebooks that are dot grid. So I have an alarm that goes off at noon. It's noon now. I was saying, though, that I pretty much only like dot grid, and so it's kind of hard sometimes to find them at the, like, cheap stores, or honestly anywhere that isn't, like, Michael's or online. But I found this one, and it's very thick, and it has dot grid pages. It's very, very light. If I move it up, you can see it. It's like a light to dark orange ombre, and again, orange isn't really my favorite color, but like this is a good shade of orange. So yeah, no idea what I'll use it for, but I have it. It's mine now. Yeah. Okay, so that is everything. And I hope you guys have a really super excellent time until the next time we get to talk. And I hope I have a better time between now and the next time we get to talk, because damn. Bye.